What's going on, son? I've been good, Dalton. Hey, Matt, it's got to be snowing pretty hard there right now. I was just looking at the radar. Yeah, I was just looking at the radar. Um, it does look like you may overperform. What's going on, guys? Um, let me take a look here again. Yeah, very heavy band moving into Owensboro right now. This is going to be probably your heaviest snow of the storm. What's going on, Christian? Yeah, Matt, this is going to be your heaviest snow, I think, of the entire system. This is going to move out. Maybe you get another band behind, but I think this is probably going to go south. This is probably going to go south. I think this is going to drop another couple inches right here, if not more. Faux show. Oof. It's a lot of snow in here. All right. What's going on, guys? I just started, so give me a second. You know I like to assess some things before I start answering all the questions. I want to show you a little bit of what our March outlook is. I'm feeling confident that I nailed it again, but let's see. Maybe not. Okay, I'll show you the National Blend latest totals super quickly. Latest totals from the National Blend. We've got probably another 2 to 3. Probably another 2 to 3 falling in. Let me look at our radar. Yeah, central to southern Missouri, northern Arkansas. Possible. Down through here. Potentially another 4 to 5 through portions of northwestern Tennessee, southwestern Kentucky, and southern Illinois. It does look like central to southern Kentucky is going to see some pretty heavy snow. 4 to 6 maybe. Maybe you guys overperform because of what we're seeing happening right now. You got to be really far south in Indiana to see anything, but you're going to get a little bit of snow down there in southern Indiana. You could see some good totals if you're really near that Kentucky border. Nashville, I still think you're going to end up with a couple inches, 2 to 3. That's going to be interesting, though. Kind of a tight line there of snow on most of our models. We can look at the NAM 3K as well. Pretty tight line there as well. This actually agrees really well with the National Blend. It should at this time frame. It should. And then as we move out over to Charlotte, again, dusting to an inch somewhere in there for Charlotte. It's going to be tough. We're going to get a lot of mixing on the southern side of this, and especially some ice in eastern North Carolina. Out towards the mid-Atlantic, latest updates. I actually want to go with our NAM 3K. It's not loading all the way actually yet, so we might need to wait. Almost there. Still picking up potentially 8-9 inches out here. Southeastern Virginia, southern Maryland. Let's look at our HRRR. Our HRRR has this snow a little bit farther south. I think this may be correct. I think we may get some snow close here into Raleigh-Durham. I don't think we've got our NAM 3K. I think we may have a little bit more through here. I know we're going to be in there. I know we're going to be in our rain shadow, but I think we're going to have a little bit more through that section. So we'll go to our National Blend. It's kind of what the National Blend thinks. A little bit more back here. I don't think we're going to get nothing back here. So This is the area we've been thinking that may overperform for a while. Southeastern Virginia, Southern Maryland. I can't believe 4 days ago, this was here. What a miscalculation by all the globals, really. This is the area we could overperform. The storm, we're going to have our low pressure off the system. Low pressure system off the coast. I can't talk. And this is when it begins to kind of bomb out. This is when we go from like a 1,002 millibar all the way down to like a 989 from here to here. So it starts to really bomb out, and it begins to kind of negatively tilt and cut up the coast. And we're going to have some snow. We're going to have some pretty strong convection building while this is making its pivot here. And we're going to have that low deepening. And I think we're just going to have snow dumping here for a while. And we're going to get some back end as well. There's going to be a ton of cold air pumping into this from our piece of energy up here to the north as well. We can take a look at that real quick, how that's going to work out. Here we go. Again, we do have another low pressure system moving in up north, which is feeding us some of the cold air. And as this thing kind of cuts up the coast like this, we can see this is all divergence here. It's all divergence. We're seeing these winds separate, and we're seeing these these air molecules up near the tropopause run away from each other, allowing for a lot of lift and convection here. And this is going to be a cold air funnel into this convection. So this is going to be pumping up your snow totals as this system turns up the coast. I know that's a lot of drawing. Cold air injection here, lots of divergence happening, and the trough that's wanting to kind of almost negatively tilt here as it cuts up the coast. There's a big chance for an overperformance there. There's a big chance for an overperformance here. This is where all the instability begins to happen. The same instability that can create tornadoes and all sorts of bad weather is the same instability that can create very, very heavy snow and blizzard-like conditions. We'll see about the winds. Really quickly, and then I'll get to answering questions. March outlook. Really quickly. Here's our European ensemble teleconnection. Arctic oscillation teleconnection. And we can see warm up. This is what I've been talking about through February. We might have a warm up near the end of February, and then we want to begin to go neutral to negative here as we push back into March. This is a sign of a strengthening polar vortex for a while, holding that cold air in, building it back up over the Arctic, and then releasing it again. And our NAO kind of wants to follow the same type of trend, which is going to mean blocking out in the east. Winter storm pattern out east with this type of look. The deterministic's pretty interesting, too. You can see pretty well in the deterministic European model. What does this mean? Potentially warm up last week of February, and then a cold start, and potentially a snow system across the east again to start off March. We might get some ridging out west. I haven't looked at the PNA on any of these. Okay, so there's our PNA, deterministic. Here's our PNA ensemble. So we can see it positive right here. This is just typical of ridging out west. So this right here, this combination right here, moving into the start of March, of a pretty positive PNA wanting to potentially push up here to 3. With that NAO dropping, same time, here it is. Let's just look at this. Let's read the writing on the wall. And with our Arctic oscillation dropping as that positive PNA, which wants to be up here, pushes, we're going to have a window. We're going to have a window. Interesting weeklies, by the way, on our Arctic oscillation. Bringing this hugging neutral. And what's that? What's the weeklies on our NAO? NAO going very negative on the weeklies. This is another sign here of a cold who knows if we can get it with this type of look. If this were to happen, we could get winter storms out in the east through the last week of March, approaching April. This is weeklies. We need to wait some time to confirm this or not. But it's just we've got an interesting pattern set up that maybe could support that. So really quickly, and then I promise you I'm answering questions. What does this all look like if we were to look at it on a map? Well, here we go. Let's go into 800. Let's go into upper air. And let's look at our 850 millibar temperature anomalies as we move forward in time. Let's go back to our 12Z. And here's our warm-up. Here's this AO going positive, right, as we push into the end of February. And something interesting is going to happen. Not that one. I mean, that could be a storm, but we'll see. What about this? What about this? Big blocking over Alaska. Some blocking up to the north. Potentially a block wanting to build in here. This is what we potentially call an omega block. A mega blocking pattern. And when you get this, you get the troughing and you get your ridging on both sides. This can bring in, this is just kind of how it happens more often than not. You'll get like 3 storms. 2 to 4. Usually it ends up being 3. You'll get one big push. A few days later, another big push. A few days later, another big push. It rarely is just one big dip. Maybe that starts with this first one here. Or this first one here. 1, 2. And then I think after this, we would have another one. If we were to see this happen, I think we'd have another one here with this air squeezing that cold air down to the south. So again, interesting start to March potentially. Potentially. I don't see a huge... All right, almost done, guys. I don't see a huge... we are getting some cool air back up over the Arctic. I don't see like a huge stratospheric warming event. You can see a lot of cool air getting back through the Arctic here. So we'll have to see what happens here. But this is a very interesting omega block that wants to set up potentially into March. Okay, enough of me. Oh, and by the way, this is why you're seeing the potential for a nor'easter again. Like it's far out, you know. These are chances. I mean, we know how quickly these chances can fall apart after this one, right? Well, a couple times this year. This was a really good. I mean, this was looking really good until the last few days. This is why the GFS sees, you know, some crazy looks out here on the 18Z. I don't know if you guys have seen this. I'm sure TikTok's been all over it, saying that we're gonna have a 5 feet of snow in March. But this is, you know, this of course is like another signal. Here we go again. February 28th or March 1st for a big blizzard here. European sees it a little bit differently. Shocker. European sees it a little bit differently, but the European still sees it. Here's the Euro. A couple chances at snow out here again. Probably like 3 big dipping. So, again, people keep asking me, is winter over? Is this our last chance at snow? Blah, blah, blah. And I keep saying no. And I don't know if they're not believing me or not, but we keep seeing it. And it looks like we're going to continue to see it. All right, what's going on, chat? Thank you. Yeah, you can block him. Oh, you hid user from okay. Yeah, what was that guy even doing? Sorry, guys. YouTube, I had a spammer. It's pretty far out, those storms. At the end there, yeah, it's a set exactly, Kyle. It's a setup for it. Again, we can't believe future radar out that far off. I mean, our Euro failed us 4 days out here. That doesn't happen very often. By that much, that doesn't happen very often. You know, that much. But it's what's happening. What are the numbers? What are the numbers on top of the gray bar? That's hours. That's how many hours. So, you know, 120 hours. What is that, like 5 days? We're about 16 days out here at the end. This is 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You know, it's just days or hours. That blizzard, also on the Euro for temps, is in the 40s. In some places, GFS 30s seems. I haven't looked because, you know, I haven't looked at what the temperatures are looking like associated with those big yeah, I mean, look at this. Wouldn't that be crazy for March 4th out there on the GFS? I mean, these Farming, I appreciate the sub. Thank you, Farming. And the twist, I appreciate it. Will, Julie, what's going on? Michael. Farming, I appreciate that. Yeah, we're seeing signals. Again, they're much better at seeing troughing and cold air than they are precipitation out this far. But, I mean, yeah, we're seeing, obviously, the whole state of Florida down into 40 degrees. Freezing temperatures pushing back into Texas, southeastern states. 10 degrees. These are real temperatures in New York City. This would be, if you want to see what the wind chills would look like if we actually saw something like that. Take this with a grain of salt, but this would be a very impressive dip of cold air. almost into the 20s in Tampa wind chill wise. So, I mean, that wants to put -8 degrees into New York City. So yeah, looking like we're gonna stay pretty active. Sorry, Julie. TFX, I appreciate you. Lindsay, I finally got my TikTok back. Nice to watch it live again. Yeah, I can't. It's so funny. Oh no, you deleted your TikTok. Glad to have you back, Lindsay. The GFS was right all along with the storm? No, it wasn't. The GFS, the icon, the GFS originally had actually us in the rain shield. About 8 days out. The GFS just shifted 48 hours before the Euro. Every now and then, guys, the GFS gets it right. I like to say 20 to 30% of the time, and this happened to be one of the times. But it didn't get it. I mean, it shifted about. I don't even want to say. It's more like 36 hours before the Euro. It shifted off the coast because the GFS was still showing it. I mean, what's the 00Z from Sunday look like on the GFS? The 00Z on Sunday still had some snow into Jersey, Maryland, some snow into DC, Baltimore, Philly, up to New York City, and then after that is when it started to change. So it was a little bit ahead. It happens sometimes. GFS is going to be not right sometimes, but it's going to be more accurate sometimes. Jacqueline, I appreciate it. Shout out, Jacqueline. Lindsay, Stacy, I appreciate it. Is there a possibility that Central New Jersey, Flower, what is going on? Long time no see. I appreciate you, Stacy. Let me see here. Is there a possibility that Central New Jersey could get snow on Thursday? Pretty low. Pretty low. Even looking at our national blend, which is going to push some of this snow farther out than it should be. A dusting. There's going to be a little back end snow possibility here with this. So we're going to have this thing move off the coast, and then there's energy in here, and I talked to you guys about this yesterday. There's going to be a lot of snow flurries behind this with a really good snow ratio. Someone could get a surprising inch or two from this energy back here behind the system moving through the Northeast. But you're going to have to get lucky with the banding of that. That does include New Jersey. We'll have to see where that drifts off to. Jacqueline, I appreciate you. Yeah, let's go down to New Mexico. Let's see here. National blend. I'm seeing none in the schedule for you guys. 18Z Euro. Let's look what's going on out west here on the Euro. The Euro likes the chance for a tiny, tiny, tiny bit here moving forward, but nothing too much through the 24th. I don't know if you guys saw. I mean, look at the end of this run, though. Hopefully that comes true for you. This is very far out, though, Flower. Don't get too excited. That'd be like 3 feet. This would be great for New Mexico if you want snow. But here's what we're dealing with in the short term, Flower, by the way, just so you know. Does that look very promising for snow? This is the Climate Prediction Center. We got a ridge building out east for a while. Yeah, that's hot. This is February 24th through February 28th. Yeah. This is probably going to shift east in this next one. Oliver, I appreciate the sub. Thank you, Oliver. Poison, I appreciate it. 10 chiles. I'm flying from Chicago to Philly tomorrow. Am I going to be good? I think you should be. Yeah, I think you should be. Yeah. So as we push into March, well, they had this moving out east, but I forgot. We just looked at the teleconnections, and I just gave you my outlook for the beginning of March. So, and what did I say? I said we were going to stay cooler out here. So I don't even know why I told you I thought this was going to move east. We literally just debunked that to start off the stream. So sometimes I lose track of my own conversations. So this is what we call positive PNA. Ridging in dry conditions, cold air. This This is especially interesting for what's happening up in the Northeast. Let's look at our precipitation outlooks here. So, interesting. Average precipitation through some of these regions that want to be colder. You know, I was watching one of my favorite YouTube meteorologists who's on YouTube. He actually what used to be on TV, and he had a different take on March. He thought we were going to get very warm out here. And he made some good arguments, but I never disagree with him, really. I did this time. There was some interesting stuff. If we look at our upper air, if we look at our temperature anomalies, let me see here. Let's go Northern Hemisphere. He was talking about how it looks like we're gonna see. Let me get into the. Should I get into the stratosphere? I'm trying to give you guys a better image of this. Our polar vortex starts to kind of do what it's supposed to, and move up to the north and kind of get its act together in March. Here we go, stratospheric polar vortex, and it looks like we're gonna have all this heating down here to the south. But to me, this is a stratospheric warming event over Canada. That's the significant warm area isn't over the States. And we have a cooler troughing pattern down here beneath. I think this is going to set up kind of a little... I think we're going to have some systems funneling through here. I really do. I mean, and that's what the teleconnections think as well. You know, we're looking at stratospheric air. We're not looking at tropospheric air here. So we're looking at temperatures in the stratosphere. It's going to be a little bit different down in the troposphere. So temperature, let me show you guys something. Anomalies. See, at that same time, it's a little bit different. Look at this air up here in Canada. It was just in the stratosphere, it was baking. This is the same exact time. It's cold beneath that stratospheric warm air. And this cold air is funneling through here, through the States, and at the surface, we actually have ridging out here. So I don't think the stratosphere is telling a very good story of what's going to be happening on the surface. And I think we're going to have a wintry pattern out east in March again, at least for a decent portion of it. It makes me nervous, though, because I don't like disagreeing with him. Because he's good. But you know, I've done pretty good with our outlooks this year. How far out can they predict temps accurately? You can, I mean, troughing, they can predict troughing pretty good. A week and a half out, 2 weeks sometimes. That's why when we're seeing this on the 12Z of the euro, this big dip in the trough, right? Look, or this big dip in our jet stream here. Look at that on the 27th. Let's go to the GFS. What happens on the 27th with the GFS? Same thing. These are different models. They have different algorithms. Why are they both seeing it? What happens on our CFS around that time frame? Troughing at, well, a positive PNA. Troughing out east, not as deep. Still sees it. Let's go to our Canadian. There it is on our Canadian. Same thing. Look at this. Same thing. 27th, 28th. These are all different models, different algorithms. They take in data differently. Why are they all seeing the same thing? That's just model consensus. And they're pretty good at detecting cold air and warm air patterns. But it's really hard for them to tell, are we going to have a storm system setting up on, you know, here. You know, you can have storm system setting up really anywhere along this line, anywhere along this the baroclinic line here, where you have lift out ahead of this cold air, you can develop a storm system. So these models aren't great at predicting precipitation very far out, but the actual cold air and temperatures, they're pretty good at that actually, which is why we're able to even flirt with giving outlooks a month ahead, you know, because these models can be pretty good at seeing cool and warm temperature trends. Roger, I appreciate you. Winter is not done yet. Doesn't look like it, Dalton. Does east of DC even have a slight chance of snow? A slight. If you get lucky, you'll get an inch or two from the back end snow. There's some energy coming through with that trough. The other low pressure system that's to the north that's steering the storm off the coast. Jen, what's going on? Jacqueline, I appreciate you. Alex, I appreciate you. Feds, what's going on? Anything possible in the long range for Arizona? In the long range, yeah. I mean, if you go to the end of like the 12Z Euro, it brings a massive winter storm down there. This right here, big dip in the jet. Right here, and then this pulls a ton of moisture down into the Rockies and New Mexico through here. Some pretty big totals here on the Euro. You can see it at the end of this run. Pretty far out, though, so, you know, pretty far out. But you can see what it does there at the end of the run. GFS, I'm not sure what the GFS shows for that time frame. I wonder if the GFS has a similar look. A little bit, yeah, keeps it farther out east. I mean, look at this southern snowstorm that the GFS has. Look at this. This would be almost Atlanta snow in March, which, I mean, we get nor'easters in March that do pump through the south sometimes. We haven't had one in a pretty long time, but they happen once or twice a decade. So not crazy. I mean, this isn't completely out of the question that we could see something like this in March with our setup. They've happened before, and they'll happen again. Jen B, I appreciate you. Brittany, just like I told you guys earlier in the season when I was looking at the outlook, I said we could get a system down near the Gulf, and people called me crazy, and we ended up with 9 inches in Destin. It's happened before. It'll happen again. Did you guys see we had the coldest winter in the United States since coldest January in the United States since 1988? Anyone who's been following me for a while knows I've been telling you guys, stop freaking out about the temperatures. Oh, we're not going to have a winter anymore. Global warming, we're all going to melt. Ah. And then we just had the coldest winter the coldest January we've had in 50 years. 40, 30, 35 years? Sorry, my math's bad. We're still going to see cold years. We're still going to see snow in the south. It's going to be inconsistent, but when you see it, it's going to be bigger totals because with a little more heat around the globe, we have a lot more evaporation. We have a lot more energy, and we have a lot more moisture in the air. So Earth warms up a little bit. We have a lot more moisture content and energy in the air, but we're still going to get some of these big blasts of cold air and have some of these very cold winters still where we're going to see big totals farther south than people think. We'll see. I think March is going to be I think we're going to have something special happen in March. We haven't had a big snowstorm down there in the south in March in a long time, and it's a pretty interesting pattern out east. There's some looks at some pretty cold air down here, so I'm interested to see getting a little bit, maybe another week from now, how that starts to set up. Yeah, Charles. You mentioned having a subscription for YouTube like you have on TikTok. Are you still planning on that? Yeah, I actually just got monetized on YouTube, so I have memberships on YouTube. So I think I have, I don't know if Fade's in here. I think I have one member on YouTube, but what I'm going to start doing, I'm going to do a sub-only live at the end of this stream because I have to start doing sub-only lives again. I stopped doing sub-only lives on TikTok because I lost all my subs and now I have them back. But I'm going to be doing that on YouTube as well. Sub-only and member-only lives on YouTube. Also, my videos are going to be posted an hour to 2 hours early on YouTube for members. And there's going to be a bunch of other different things and perks and stuff like that. So, but I have it set up. I'm just learning how to use it. I just want to be able to do member lives on both because obviously I want to be able to respond to anyone who's sub or member. And sometimes it gets difficult, especially when we have like big weather events happening when there's 1,000 people in here. Realistically, what's the outlook for North Carolina? North Carolina, I think, is going to have a cold start to March. Again, you know, you see this craziness. I don't think it's that crazy that we could get another southern sweeper early in March. Hasn't happened in a while. Haven't seen March snow down that far south in a while, but we have a pretty cold trend. We have a pretty cold trend to kick off March. So, you know, the Euro wants to put in March 1st, wants to put like 6 inches of snow into the Smokies down there in North Carolina. Maybe a little bit down into Texas. We'll see what happens, but we have a pretty cold trend pushing into March. At least from what we're looking at right now with our teleconnections and our kind of jet stream setup. Fab, what's going on? What are the odds the South could maybe overperform in March? Yeah, you know, it's a bold prediction saying that I think we might get snow back into the South in March. But there's a lot of things pointing towards it. We're seeing a lot of trends that want to put us in a positive P&A. But, you know, the GFS also wants a big trough out here in the second week of March, which could potentially, like I was talking about, big snow down here in Arizona and New Mexico again. I just see that jet stream set up like we had in January like this, which means colder air down here. So we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Pittsburgh is only at 16 inches. We average 44. I think Philadelphia is at 5. They average 16. I think I'm at where I live averages 19 inches, and I think we have like 6. Yeah, everyone's doing pretty bad in PA. Well, not everyone in PA, but most people in PA and Jersey, and a lot of the only people who aren't like well below their averages is like DC and Baltimore. I think hit their averages because they had 2 decent systems move through, but the rest of the Mid-Atlantic struggling. Think about Minneapolis. Minneapolis averages 50 inches of snow a year. Does anyone know how much snow they have in Minneapolis this year? I want to say like not even like 8 inches. They're really struggling in Minneapolis. Louisiana snow, that's going to be tough. You could get a little bit of a light dusting to an inch in DC. Most of the snow is going to go to the south. We can look at the latest with this system down here. We'll go into our national blend. It'll be a little bit more generous. All right, so that's the system, but then you're going to see some snow fill in, and that's because we have kind of a piece of energy behind this. The low to our north is going to pull in a little bit more snow as well. So we'll see some banding through here that could put some snow in some random areas, but not looking great. Yeah, Arizona is going to be warm for a while. Above average. We were just showing that. The snowstorm's already overperforming in portions of Kentucky. Lynn. It's already overperforming in portions of Kentucky, so I probably expect that to continue. We on our 00Z? We are. So, not 24. Let's go here. I mean, the HRRR is expecting potentially another 4 inches into areas over near, was this Owensboro and Evansville. Owensboro is getting absolutely pummeled with snow right now. At least it looks like that on my radar. I kind of want to call Matt and see if he can confirm that. Let me see. La da da. Let's see. Let's see. Come on, Matt. Don't let me down. Got like an inch in Evansville. The biggest band is right to your south of Evansville. It's going over Owensboro. There's a lot heavier snow falling just to the south of Evansville. Your call has been... He didn't answer, guys. Bowling Green looks like it's getting some good snow right now as well. Yeah, I'll show you what I'm looking at. Let's go to our reflectivity. It'll give us a better look. See, this is a heavy band of snow right here. You see how it's just to the south of Evansville? This is Evansville right here. Just to the north. They're going to end up just to the north, just to the south of Evansville with like 5 inches or 6 inches, maybe even more than 5 or 6 inches. And Evansville's going to end up with 1 or 2 if this continues. You're in Lexington, Kentucky. Haven't seen any yet? Yeah, I mean, look at this. This is the heavy snow out here. Well, not here. This is your heavy snow. This is kind of your heavy snow right out here. Right out here. So, yeah. not surprised you're not really seeing much in Lexington yet. Not surprised. Richmond may be getting a little bit to your south. Yep. All right, let's get back here. Jojo, I appreciate it. New York? What about New York? What about New York? I need to know. Are you expecting snow from this? Probably not. Upstate's got a little storm moving through. Here's our, storm moves out, and then you got some clippers. Nice little clipper system moving through the northeast. Lafayette, Georgia. Not expecting anything with this storm. Some cold rain, maybe. A little mixing, some cold rain. Want me to push on to the southeast? Middle Tennessee, Jojo, I appreciate it. Yeah, Charlotte, I still think has a chance for a dusting to an inch. We'll have to see. Its models have really been pulling away from it. Thank you, Chris. Christine. Salisbury, Maryland. Where is that? Oh, near Ocean City. Interesting. Southern Delaware. Huh. Our national blend likes 3 to 5 in there. I wonder what our I want to see what our NAM 3K looks like. Wow. Our NAM 3K thinks you could get 5 to 7. I'd be cautious. I'd say 3 to 5. But again, this is the area that we're watching for an overperformance. This is the area we're watching for a potential overperformance. So you're close. You're close to the area I think could overperform. That's gonna be real interesting. you're kind of a all or nothing there. It looks like. Yeah. Let me quickly go into Virginia. 1 second, guys. Because this is where a lot of the excitement's going to be happening. Wow, they have West Virginia on here and not Virginia. It's messed up. Oh, real quick, guys. Hey, I'm on stream. How's the snow in Western Kentucky?
I gotta take a look at.
Yeah, go take a look at.
Oh, look at this. It's freezing here, Connor. It's like 12 degrees.
I bet.
3 inches.
3 inches?
Maybe almost 4. Yeah, maybe almost 4.
You're still in a very heavy band. Is it snowing heavy?
It is coming down, yeah.
Yeah.
It's great.
It's 20 here. What's our feels like? 8 degrees feels like here. Is your feels like colder than that? Probably.
-1.
Oh, -1. Nice.
Yeah. It's doing the thing. I'm happy. This is the most snowing thing since I was 5.
Okay. Keep me updated on snow totals. Peace.
Sounds good, man.
Yeah. Okay. So interesting, because this is the area I think could overperform. So I want to quickly go over this. I feel like okay. Let's just go over here. Northeastern North Carolina could overperform too. This is. Let's look at a couple different models. HRRR out here up towards Ocean City. 4 to 5. Not a terrible model. It's been doing some weird stuff this year. NAM always hugs south, always hugs north, so I don't trust 8 inches through here because the NAM always hugs north. Euro is thinking underperformance here. I don't think that. Again, I think this area sees way more snow than this. Like most of our short ranges do. Yeah, I think this is a pretty good look right here. Yeah. 3 to 5 through here. 7 to 10 through here. Yeah, I think that's realistic. Let's go down into North Carolina real quick. I think this isn't a bad look. I think we might get actually a little bit more. I think this is going to look a little bit more like this, though. I think this is going to fill in here. So, not a bad look there, though. I wish it was 2010 again when we got dumped on with like 10 inches of snow in Pittsburgh. We've had some close encounters out east of getting big snowstorms this year, but it's not done yet. Again, we're looking at some potential big snowstorms in March as well with our setup. Cool Chick Fab, I appreciate you. Casper, what's up, Connor? Looks like Jersey missing out. Yeah, I mean, yeah, all of us up here. I mean, this was originally snow for all of us here. So, big X. We got swerved so hard by this storm. Denied. Happy to see the ice move away from Fayetteville, North Carolina. Yeah, speaking of that, here's our latest on the ice. Still seeing this eastern North Carolina. Potentially having some issues here. So just be wary out here. I'd stay off the roads tomorrow. It's gonna get dicey. It's gonna get dicey out here. Hopefully we don't see over 0.3 of an inch. Some models probably do put a little bit over that. Let's see here. Let's start freezing rain total in the NAM. Yeah, the NAM puts a half inch or more. So this could end up being some severe ice out here. Best to have a little bit of extra fuel if your house is fuel heated. Some extra water bottles in case your pipes freeze. And in case you lose power, some extra, batteries, stuff like that. Sometimes you can get stranded if you get enough ice. Power goes out. Power crews can't get out to fix anything. People get stuck. It's just best to kind of have a plan in case, the worst happens. But that's a scary amount of ice down there. Charlotte, North Carolina. Yeah, I mean, a dusting to an inch. We'll see. It's going to be tough. You're going to have mixing down there. I'm really hoping Charlotte overperforms. All my friends back home in Charlotte want to see it. So I'm hoping you guys get an overperformance. Appreciate the follows. Appreciate the subs, guys. Thank you. Where did we see the underperformance? I haven't looked back at snow totals so far for this storm, but let me see here. What's our snow totals looked like so far? St. Louis, although I think, yeah, you're getting a little bit of snow through St. Louis right now, or you may get a little bit more, but St. Louis is going to be a little bit of an underperformance. We're seeing some around 2 inches in St. Louis. We're going to see a tiny bit more, but I mean, we were thinking this could be a 3 to 5 day for St. Louis. So just to the south, look at that. That's where the big snow is, just to the south of St. Louis. I mean, we're seeing anywhere from 4 all the way up to 9 inches along this route right here, just to the south of St. Louis. So you had some banding set up right here. Still seeing almost 2 inches right up here too. You see 4 through here. So we may see these totals increase a little bit. We'll have to wait and see. So we have some close to 2 inches there in St. Louis, and I think it's still being counted. Just getting some reports. Louisville, 2 inches. Some reports, kind of the border of Kentucky and Missouri. We're seeing some 6 inches. So we'll see as this progresses. Someone's asking about Michigan. Yeah. What's going on up in Michigan right now? Let's go take a look. Let's go take a little look-see. Something exciting happening up in Michigan. Cold air, dry, maybe a little bit of dusting up there. Not much excitement through Michigan. Just a bunch of freezing air. You get a little bit of snow pile up because you're going to have some good snow ratios. There's some clippers moving through here and there. So that's why we're seeing, 2 to 4 through portions of the state from these clipper systems. Not impossible. No big snow system moving through, though. Your temperatures are going to be ridiculously cold, though. Nashville, Tennessee. What's the latest with Nashville, Tennessee? Let's take a look. Let us take a look. I wonder if... let's do this. Cowboys and cowgirls. Let's do this. Let's switch this over as well. 1 second. And let's go to our HRRR. All right. Here's the latest from the HRRR. What's our totals looking like? Inch and a half. I think you might get more than that. I think you will get more than that. NAM 3 kilometer. Here you go. Yep, NAM thinks about 3 inches. I think I'm erring on the side of the NAM here. I think I am. I think it's right about Owensboro getting up close to 4 to 5 as well. So, we'll see. I think the NAM is putting a little bit too much down here. I don't think we're going to get 4 inches through here, but we could. But I do think we're going to see this snow move up. We can already see where our bands are. And then we're going to have a little bit of a rain shadow thing happen over here. So, you're ready at 4 here? Yeah, okay. So the NAM, the NAM's thinking Owensboro almost 5. Almost 5. Just went and measured. All right, make sure you don't measure where there's any snow blowing. I'll throw you off by an inch. I believe you, though. That band that's moving through is super heavy. That band that's moving through Western Kentucky is pretty heavy. So, it's kind of believable. Look at this. Just to the south of Evansville. Really from Morganfield all the way out almost towards Elizabethtown. This band right here is dumping. Big band down here. Heavy band down here. Some heavy banding through here. You can really see this when we go to our reflectivity. You can really see where the heaviest snow is. See that? Where the greens are? That's where you got your... I mean, Owensboro. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, and this thing's just going to... Owensboro got set up perfectly in a big band. Owensboro is going to overperform for sure. I'm interested to see what happens with this right here out to the west of Nashville. This right here, if this thing stays together right here, you see this? Where you get some of the yellows? If this convection stays together and moves through Nashville, you're going to see a big overperformance in Nashville. That's going to dump some snow quickly. So we'll have to see. There's some good banding moving into Nashville. So that's why you guys might see an overperformance there. Alrighty. Let's switch back here. All right. Chat. Did we not just show Louisville? I mean, I've been zoomed. We've had Louisville up a lot here. We've been on the Ohio Valley. You just gotta look when I put this stuff up. Here, let's get into here you go. Are you guys not able to see this on your phone? Let me pull this up. Kentucky, Tennessee. There's a little bit closer. Oh my gosh. Mesomat with the Galaxy. Sheesh. Shout out Mezzo. I'm pretty sure you guys all know who Mezzo is, but Mesomatt. My brother from another mother. I'm part of his team. He's got a great team. He does what I do over here on TikTok and YouTube. So show him some love over there. He covers severe weather events very, very, very good. He does it full time too. So I can't always cover the full events, but he can. What the heck? Matt, what are you doing? Get out of here. 2 galaxies. Holy shit. Callie and hold up. Baby Bamboo, I appreciate you. Matt, I appreciate you. Matt's just in a really good mood right now because he's getting a bunch more snow than what was previously predicted. So now Matt's in a great mood. We like this. Give Matt all the snow. Callie, I appreciate you. Fredericksburg, Virginia. I'll get you guys in over there real quick. Here's what's going on over in Virginia. Let's look at our, yeah, this is our NAM 3K. Let me pop over to our national blend. David, I appreciate the sub. Matt Callie, going crazy with the roses. David, I appreciate the sub, man. It's cold AF. I bet it is, Yali. Couple interesting things happening in Virginia though. The Euro really likes your pocket of dry air through there. So, or rain shadow, I guess. But let's look at our HRRR. HRRR kind of sees that happening too. So that's, you know, the blend of those is usually pretty good. Our NAM 3K thinks it's gonna be tough through there. We'll see. There's some pretty good model consensus on a dry pocket through this region right here. So we'll have to watch that. Mezzo. Feds, I appreciate you. Callie, Mezzo matches with all the roses. You think Jersey is getting any snow for the rest of the year? Yeah, I think you'll get more snow, Casper. Okay, I have to say this. There was like a winter storm that moved past Jersey in January, and are we going to get any more snow? And then it happened, and then you guys had a chance for more snow end of January. Then it was, are we going to get more snow? And then we had another snowstorm in February, and then it was like, is this the end of the snow? And then we have this storm that should have gone through Jersey, moved at the last second. Then is we going to get more snow? Yes, you'll have more chances. Winter's not done. We're going to be in a cold pattern still going into March, probably in a negative NAO. We're going to have a winter storm pattern out east. We've got a little bit of we've had a great pattern through the Mid-Atlantic for snow. DC, Baltimore, Virginia has felt it. They've had a pretty good snow season down here, and it's going to continue. So they got some love this year. We got a little. We've been on the struggle bus through here. We have been on the struggle bus through this region. Really through this region here. Been on the struggle bus. But yeah, we have more chances in March. I was going over that earlier. Matt. Matt with like 1 million roses. Spider. Roach. It was sleet here earlier. Not fun. Yeah, I hate that. I am in lower eastern shore, Virginia. How many inches? Couple different looks here. National blend likes 4 to 7 inches. I'll give you. Our NAM 3K probably keeps us to the north. 4 to 7. I mean, 5 to 7 looks very. Again, this is the area we expect to overperform. This is when our low is going to start to bomb out. It's going to start to deepen quickly. We're going to get a lot of convection up through here. While this piece of energy, this other low up to the north, is pumping in a ton of cold air. So, overperformance area is going to be through here. Someone's going to wake up and be like, "What the hell is all this snow?" I appreciate you, Matt. Shout out Donna. 28th looks wild. Yeah, there's some interesting stuff happening in some of these models. Yeah, I don't want to jump on them too quick. But everyone, you know, we have a pattern where we could get another big snowstorm out through the Mid-Atlantic and hope that it doesn't flatten off the coast again and miss Philly and New York City and all those places. You know, this is our GFS February 28th. Don't take this too seriously yet. We have a pattern that could set this up, but obviously it's a future radar very far out. So we're not going to see anything exactly like this, but there's a reason why there's still more. This is like another nor'easter that models are seeing. So we got a little bit unlucky with this one. This piece of energy to the north, kind of the timing was wrong. And while we wanted to see it move up the coast, the timing of this piece of energy up north was wrong, which is what happens sometimes. And it flattened off the coast. Same thing happened we had a system, I don't know if you guys remember, in January that did the same thing. And it ended up dropping like 6 to 9 inches through DC and Baltimore, and it flattened out, and we didn't get anything up here really, just a couple to a few inches. Chances of snow this week in Baltimore, I mean, like a dusting to an inch maybe this week, but other than that, probably not much. Probably none. Probably none. Yeah. Yeah, Casper. Yeah, Julie. Julie, You and Matt with the 1 billion roses. Appreciate you guys. What's Vachel? Yeah, Matt, I can show it. Yeah. Send it to me. But Vachel, appreciate you. Spider. Shout out Brittany Yali. Senator. I'm a new subscriber. Glad I found you. I appreciate that call. Call 72. I appreciate that. Snow in South Carolina on Thursday. Not looking very likely. This is going to be most likely to your north. Appreciate the follows and the subs, guys. Let me zoom back out here because a lot of people are still asking questions just to show you what kind of... We'll look at our national blend moving forward here. Is our Euro 18Z out? Yes, it is. Duh. What am I even saying? This would be a more conservative model to look at here. The Euro is actually being much more conservative than we're seeing on even the national blend, which is interesting. National blend's usually more conservative based on the blend of the models than the Euro. Shadow, I appreciate the sub. Thank you, Shadow. Shout out Julie, Matt, Alex, Rochelle. Spider with about 20,000 and Matt with about 20,000 roses. Monica, I appreciate you. Snow in Charlotte, a dusting to an inch is still possible, but we're going to have some mixing issues down there in Charlotte. Yeah, we've been talking about that. The Euro still likes an inch into Charlotte. It's possible, definitely. No problem, Shadow. I appreciate that. For all the snow I'm giving you. Yeah, I'm the one giving you all the snow. That's right. Wait, is Matt gonna send me a video? I think he said he's gonna send me a video. He'll send me a video, I'll show it. Yeah, Charlotte could get up to an inch if you guys get lucky with a little bit of an overperformance, and then you've got some pretty freezing air moving in. You got some really cold air moving into Charlotte. I mean, I think you got a little bit of a warm shield ahead of this. Yeah, Minnesota temps are going crazy right now. Here, let's look at what our temps are right now in Minnesota. Let's see. This is without wind chill. Actual temperature. We have 15 to 17 degrees. Around the Twin Cities metro. With wind chill, I can imagine that's somewhere close to 30 under. Somewhere close to 30 under up there. Yeah, in Minnesota. Wind chill, humidity accounted for. What's up, Trent? What you think the max Cincy Northern Kentucky could see? Yeah, so here's the latest with our let's go into. Actually, I like what the Euro's been doing for the most part out here. So, Pam, what's going on, Pam? I appreciate you. Shadow, Megan, Alex, Pam, Julie. What's going on, Pam? Euro, listen, if you guys get a big overperformance, you could see 4 inches in Cincy. I don't really see that happening. The NAM probably sees it happening because the NAM holds snow to the north all the time. Yeah, the NAM short range is thinking more of a 1 to 3 day for you in Cincy. It's probably more realistic. What does our HRRR think for Cincy here? Oops, I don't want that in centimeters. Let's see what our HRRR is thinking for Cincy. That's the O2. Let's go to the O1. Yeah, I don't think you're going to get 0 like the HRRR thinks. I don't think you're going to get 0. I think 1 to 3 is still possible for you guys. Oh, here we go from Matt in Kentucky. The first picture. So there's some good snow falling in Kentucky. Okay. Okay. Still coming down. Nice. Nice.
Here along the Ohio River, where it is officially snowing. We approximately have picked up right at 3.5, almost 4 inches of snow within the last 3 hours since this started. We were forecasted for 8 inches of snow. I think we're definitely going to overdo that as far as our snow totals go, potentially, as long as this heavy banding sets up. But we got snow, y'all. We got snow.
Fresh from Mesomat. South Jersey. South Jersey. Oof. Yeah, you guys kept staying in this really to the last second. National Blend still likes maybe an inch or two into South Jersey, but that's going to be tight. I don't think the Euro likes anything into South Jersey anymore. Let's see what the Euro thinks. Half inch. Yeah, it's going to be tough. What is chance of the model showing a big snowstorm for the Northeast, and then it just and then show is south again? Just wondering. Well, the Euro and American both are signaling a big, potentially southern snowstorm and nor'easter in March to start off March. I don't want to talk about it too much because I don't want to jinx it, but it looks like it looks like we could have a big winter storm in March as well. Julie hates it. Julie, we're supposed to trend cold again in March. Oh wait, I'm gonna ruin Julie's day. Look at this, Julie, as we get into March. You think that you're gonna have above average temperatures, Julie? Below average only. Below average only. Julie, did you hear that the U.S. had its coldest January since 1988? I bet you felt that. Bet you felt that up there. Axel, Joe, appreciate you guys. Look at this warmth returning into the plains. Gonna get all nice and toasty. Pam will be able to wear t-shirts, shorts. No, probably it's not gonna get that warm. I need to go west. You mean you need the storm to go west? West Virginia snow totals? Yeah, we can push back into there real quick. Good old West Virginia. Hey, guys, is it true? I need someone to confirm this. This is big. Here we go. Let's go to our. I like our NAM. I think 3K for West Virginia. Here you go. There's a little bit of back end snow there. Interesting. Oh, so short range. Okay. Is it true that the song West Virginia, is it true that that's not about West Virginia, but it's about Western Virginia? That's what I was told. The song's actually about Western Virginia, and it's not about West Virginia. It's true. It's about Maryland? Wait. Hold up. Yeah, take me home. Take me home, country road, blah, blah. 971 by Denver's first big hit, blah, blah, blah. Some say it's a song about Western Virginia because the scenery described is mainly in Virginia. Some say it's about West Virginia, centered around Harper's Ferry. Others say the song is about Maryland because the opening verse mentions the Blue Ridge Mountains and Shenandoah River, which are mostly in Maryland and Virginia. Yeah, but they're in Virginia as well. and it's not about Maryland. He literally says Virginia. It's about West Virginia or Virginia. And both of those things, like the Blue Ridge Mountains, run in Virginia as well. So I think it is about Western Virginia. Okay, how much snow have you gotten this winter, Connor? We've had like, it snowed here like 5 times. 5 different snowstorms, but they were all pathetic. So I want to say we've gotten like 8 to 10 inches, but like the biggest snow we had was like 3. Like they've all been pathetic. Yeah, they've all been pathetic. Like I don't think we've gotten a snowstorm like over. I don't even know if we've gotten a snowstorm over 3 inches, or over 3.5 inches. Yeah, tons of small ones. Yeah, Casper agrees that you've been dealing with it too. Norfolk, Virginia here. Let's go back in there. A lot of Virginia questions here, guys. A lot of Virginia questions. This is our NAM 3K. It's going to do a pretty good job. There's a lot of agreement out here. I would be cautious of how far north the NAM 3K brings some of this. But I do think we're going to have good snow through here. I just don't think we're going to have 8 inches right there. I think maybe 5 to 6. We can see kind of what our Euro does here. We're going to have an overperformance very likely in here, though. I think we're going to get bigger snow totals into some of these areas, like I said. Maybe even farther out. Yeah, you're going to want to be in southern, southeastern Maryland to get snow from this. This thing just kept shifting south. Usually you see model shift south, shift back north, west. This thing just bombed south. It just kept moving south. Don't ruin that song. I'm from West Virginia. Well, Mark, there's an argument that it's actually for West Virginia as well, because there's some parts of it that suggest it. I guess they've never figured out, but it's there's the greatest consensus that it's from Western Virginia, but since they don't actually know, you guys can claim it as well. You're allowed to claim it as well. Yeah, Philly get nothing. Yeah, Kyle, I mean, a bunch of tiny little nothing storms. It's probably 4 or 5 times this year. 3 days out, it's like Philly 10 inches. We get an inch or 2. 3 days out, next storm, Philly a foot. We get an inch. Like, it's happened. So it sucks, but it's how the ball rolls sometimes. I think we're going to get something good in March. It's okay. We have some more chances in March. It's a really good outlook for winter storms out east in March. So Joe and Little, I appreciate you guys. January 19th, a little over. Did you? Was there a good January 19th? Was there a good snowstorm out there? We didn't get much down where I live in Bucks. Alabama for tomorrow? What are you expecting down there in Alabama tomorrow? Oops, why does it take me to Alabama South? It's taking me to Alabama South. There you go. Hey, the Euro likes a little bit of a dusting to an inch, northern Alabama. Look at that. Interesting. Most of these other models aren't going to put any snow down there, I think. NAM keeps a little bit on the northern end, too. Tiny bit, maybe. I'm over this. Julie, go back to Florida. It's where you belong. Pam's back. Literally, it'll say like 5 to 7, then actually get like 1 to 2. That's been our year, yeah. Last one, 3 days out, 20 inches for Long Island. Now 0. Now 0. Connor 0. I know. Yeah. Long Island's been feeling it, yeah. What do you think about the NAM 00Z putting ice deep into Texas? Kind of around hour 75. Really? What's going on there? Let's take a look-sees. I'm in Goodwin, Missouri. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it, Shadow. Oh, yeah. What's this doing with ice at the end here? That would mean you'd have snow above it, probably. Let's take a look at this. No, it's not. I don't know why this is seeing ice here. I don't know why this is seeing ice here. Your temperatures wouldn't even... Unless this was a very strong low pressure developing its own cold air. I don't know what the heck the NAM's doing down there. Let's see. It's hanging some of this cold air down there. I don't think that's how that's going to play out. Euro brings it up. This is probably just going to be rain. But we'll see. That's interesting. Very interesting. Really quickly. Icon 00Z is coming out. NAM 00Z is out. You guys see what happens with the NAM here on the back end with this piece of energy? This is our other low right here, low, and then this is our high pressure that's going to come and settle in with this one. But there's a lot of energy in the air here that's going to be moving in behind this with a lot of cold air. I'm wondering what could happen here. This isn't going to be anything crazy. I think someone could end up with an inch or two that wasn't expecting it, though. We've been seeing that on a while for the NAM, and I think the GFS kind of likes that look, too. Let me get this back up here. Virginia Beach. Yeah, Virginia Beach is still looking at a 5 to 7 day, but I think Virginia Beach could definitely overperform. I wouldn't be surprised if Virginia Beach overperformed and got 10 inches because of where it is, where the storm starts to, where the low starts to deepen on this storm and how it starts to slow and move up the coast there. You could have a big overperformance in Virginia Beach. You really could. No problem, Diane. Yali, I hope my head wasn't too turned so I didn't get the cowboy hat. I missed it. Hannah, a little appreciate you guys. Joe. I know, right, Kyle? Yeah. An inch or two is annoying because then it melts and it's all dirty. And it's like, I'm okay with melting dirty snow if it was fun and I got a big amount. I don't know about you guys. Listen, I grew up in Florida and then LA. So I never really saw, I mean, I traveled and I saw snow when I traveled and stuff, but I never grew up with snow. And I actually start to get like sad, like and emotional when I'm like looking at the snow and I'm like, oh, it might, like, I'll be going to work in the morning and there's snow on the ground and I know it's going to get warm. And I actually get emotional. I'm like, damn, I'm going to leave work. There's going to be no more snow on the ground. I literally feel like a child. I'm like, am I a child? Am I a child for being sad that I get sad the day that I know the rest of the snow is going to melt? I just like watch it and it's so depressing to me. Allison, same? Okay, good. Because I'm like, I feel like a child saying that, but I just like, I don't want it to melt. I made a little snowman last year and it was a late winter storm and I didn't want it to be the end of the snow. So I put the snowman in my freezer. It's still in there. So I have snow from last year. I know, I'm pathetic. Yeah. With another one. Julie, thank you. Kim. I'm hollering. Yeah. I've got it in the freezer from last year. I think it's still in there. Although, I don't know. My wife cleared out the freezer. I hope she didn't throw it away. I gotta go check. I grew up in San Diego or South Dakota. Which one? SD could be. I'm guessing you mean South Dakota. I'm spoiled because when I was young, we got a lot of storms, but recently it's been terrible. Yeah. Mid-Atlantic's been a little dry. We'll see what happens in March. Maybe we'll snap our streak. You can have all the snow that's here. Thanks, Nancy. I'm sure Julie will give me her snow too. So sad Jersey is missing out with all the big storms. Yep. Now we want to know if the snowman is still there. I know. I want to know too. Let me see. Guys, our fridge turned off for a little bit. Our fridge turned off for a little bit, and it got, I guess, deformed, and then my wife threw it away. So it's pretty depressing. No, it is cold. It's cold in my house. We have our cat like litter box is in the laundry room, and the laundry room doesn't have an AC unit in it. So we keep the door open for the cat to go in there, and it freezes the whole house. And I want to close it, but then the cat meows, and the cat's really annoying. But I also don't want the litter box anywhere but the laundry room because I don't want to be walking over litter. It's complicated. I'm always cold in this house. Yeah, he melted. I think, yeah. I know. We need a little bit more snow so I can do it again for next year. It's fun in the middle of the summertime. You just take out your snowman, say what's up, and put it back in there, you know? You guys should try it. What model is showing the big nor'easter for later? Yeah, the GFS. I mean, the GFS, Euro, Canadian all show a big snowstorm up in the Northeast again. They show it a little bit differently, but they actually all show a big snowstorm up in the Northeast again. I'll show you just for fun. There is model consensus on major troughing back in the East again, early March with the potential big snowstorm. So I'll show you really quickly. We want to wait a little bit to be fully confident on this, but I'll show you. Here we go. Let's push out to like, where was it? Let's go here. Let's see. Yeah, there's the GFS doing crazy things, right? They all have the troughing. They all have the troughing like this, big cold air push. GFS has it most major. Canadian has it as well. Here's the Canadian, big trough, moisture riding up the coast. We'll see what that turns into, but that's potential. And then the Euro has this, has major troughing again, lots of cold air. This would probably not be all rain if we saw this significant of troughing. It's interesting how it's showing this. What it's showing is just a huge, like, kind of warm shield pushing in here. But I think this would also be a chance. So, now the GFS has a crazy look. But I don't really look at the future radar. I'm looking at the troughing, and they all show the 28th or the 1st big push cold air in here. And they don't just show this. They show this jet starting to dig farther down south after, and a couple more winter storms pushing in. So interesting look right now for the beginning of March. It's yeah. Let's just say that. I don't want to like get anyone too hyped up, and you know what I mean. But interesting. Appreciate the follows and subs, guys. Thank you. Can we look back at the Friday 00Z Euro, the good times? Yeah, you guys want to reminisce with me really quick? Guys want to reminisce about the good times? You guys want to reminisce? This is what could have been. This would have been 2 feet for everyone. Here's what could have been. Fast forward 72 hours. Where are we at? Ugh. Makes me want to throw up, chat. It's weird. It's bringing cold air from the south in the anomalies. Sometimes that happens when you have a very strong low pressure system. It pokes a hole through the stratosphere and you get cold air that sinks. So I'm guessing if you were taking a look at this. Well, here let's look at what our 12Z here thinks. Sometimes you see random, you see like you see this here, and this isn't from any major. This is kind of I'm guessing this would be associated with some moisture here, because that's what would be producing the cold air. So if we go at that same time, just below 234 to precipitation, look at that. It's a low pressure. So bringing in its own cold air. This is our major trough. This is our polar jet, actually. This is a subjet here. This is our polar jet up here. All right. Hold up, chat. Hold up. What software is that? Pivotal Weather. I have the paid version, but the free version gives you access to most things that are important. Weather Bell right here. Weather Bell's great. Weather Bell's really expensive though, or not really expensive, but it's yeah. I mean, I pay like $70 a month for Weather Bell, so I can use it without getting for commercial reasons, basically. Do you think Knoxville will get any accumulation? Knoxville could see. You're going to be in this rain shadow here, but Knoxville could see, if you're lucky, 2 inches. Nancy, Laddie, what's going on? What is up, Laddie? Yeah, Virginia Beach is the area we think could overperform. Most models see 4 to 7. Most models see 5 to 8 in Virginia Beach. I think you guys could push 10 if you get lucky. That's where our storms. That's where our low pressure is beginning to deepen. Yeah, the Euro's blue ball assault all year. Does the Euro show severe weather for the Northeast? If it happened, if we're talking about kind of this thing out here, it wouldn't be severe weather. It would just be a lot of rainfall. That wouldn't be severe. There wouldn't be enough instability up there for severe weather. Well, you could maybe get a weak tornado out of that EF0, EF1. There, end of February, beginning of March. Delaware. Here's our latest look at Delaware. Southern Delaware could see a surprising amount of snow. European model thinks 2 to 4. Very, very far south in Delaware, but some of our short ranges put a little bit more snow up in there. The NAM really likes to hug to the north, so I don't fully like the NAM. Our HRRR likes to hug to the south sometimes, though, and I think it puts a little bit up there. We're getting a new HRRR in right now. Let's look at our 00Z. Yeah, see, HRRR's hugging to the south, NAM's hugging to the north, and our European's right in the middle with our national blend. See that? 2 to 4 far south Delaware. That's going to be your best bet. Interesting setup on CFS radar. Let's see. CFS always cracks me up. Yep. Positive PNA, lots of cold air troughing out east. Major winter storm for this would potentially be snow into Louisiana if this were correct on the CFS. This would be snow for everyone, right? Yeah, the CFS sees winter storm after winter storm after winter storm pushing through the South and the Mid-Atlantic. One after another. Look. And then another another nor'easter. The CFS sees like 5 nor'easters and like 3 southern snow events through March. I agree that I think we're going to get more winter storms and cold air out here. But, yeah, that's overdoing it. The CFS, I think, is overdoing it. That's wishful thinking, in my opinion. That much. That gray area is going to be anywhere from like a dusting to 2 inches. Possible. The dark gray, the light gray is going to be like a dusting to an inch. Possible. Confused. I appreciate you. What? What, Julie? Will Guatemala, Moscow? I'm confused. Why does the snow hate South Carolina? Because you got mountains to your northwest and you're so far south. Hi, confused blonde. Do you think we'll see another snowstorm in VA? Hey, you know what? I don't think you guys deserve another one. You guys have gotten enough after this. But yeah, you might. Hampton VA is calling for 10 inches everywhere now. Where's Hampton VA? I don't think anyone's... Oh, you're there? Oh yeah, you're okay. So like right near Virginia Beach. Yeah, you're the one area that I think could get that much if you get an overperformance, which I think you might. The Euro still only likes like 6 inches where you are, but I think the Euro's underdoing it actually a little bit this time. We don't want any more Northwest period. Yeah, Erie. Yeah, Tokyo, Japan got 4 feet of snow in like 24 hours. That was a couple weeks ago. Will Buffalo get more snow? I think it's very, very likely. You're not done with snow. With the pattern we have in March, I think we're going to see some big snowstorms in the Buffalo in March as well. Julie. What's the snow totals for so far for Buffalo this year? Although it's going to be different just to the south. Just to the south of Buffalo. I'm not ignoring Raleigh. I'm answering as many questions as I can. I've spoken about Raleigh. You probably weren't in here. 2 to 4 is still possible in Raleigh, but we're gonna have there's gonna be some mixing on the south end of Raleigh and potentially out ahead of the system. So you might end up being in the low end. Sarah, I appreciate you. Do you think Northeast Indiana will see any good snow this season? You could see a little more. Our Bear Clinic line is going to be setting up in an area to potentially put some more snow through there. There's some snow in our future radars on all our globals through there, so yeah, there's a possibility for you. Yeah, I mean this winter still looks cold in March and kind of stormy central to eastern U.S. still as we push into March. So winter's not completely over for us. How much snow for Northern Kentucky? Well, our latest from our most updated national blend, rough. Let's look at our short range here. Man, these short range models have really pulled snow out of Cincy in Northern Kentucky in the short range. A dusting to 2 inches depending on how far north you are in Kentucky. Looking at the radar right now, it does look like a bunch of the snow is going to stay to the south. God, Owensboro is still getting hammered. Some good snow. It looks like it made. There's good snow moving in just to into the northern burbs of Nashville, but I think Nashville looks like it may overperform with the snow that's about to move into it as well. North of Norfolk, Lynetta. Yeah, you guys could see huge snow. That's exciting. Ryan, I appreciate you. Where's Murfreesboro? I'm probably spelling this wrong. Where's Murfreesboro? I tried to spell it. So starting in Lexington, Kentucky? Yeah, I can tell. Not heavy yet. Where the heck is Murfreesboro, Tennessee? I hate how they spell that. Oh, southeast of Nashville? Oof, it's going to be close for you guys. It's going to be close for you guys. You can see how close that line is. Most models hold this line. I mean, you're probably going to get some snow, some accumulation on the ground. If you get lucky, you'll get 2 inches, but it's probably going to be more of like a half inch to an inch and a half. Appreciate you, Sarah. Do you think there's another chance for a big nor'easter? Well, there is another chance. We see it in the models already. There's 3 models that throw a huge snow system to the northeast again. So is there another chance? 100% there is. How good is that chance? It's too hard to tell right now. We need to wait a little bit longer. But yeah, we see a signal for it already in the models. Yeah. Guys, I want to do a little bit of a sub-only stream just for another like 15, 20 minutes. So I'm going to get off this. I'll be back on posting tomorrow. I'll be back on streaming tomorrow like I do. I post every day. I stream every day. But I want to be able to do sub-only stream just for a little bit here. So I'm going to hop off. I appreciate all this, any of the subs, follows. All that stuff is awesome. I appreciate the gifts, guys. You don't have to, but I do appreciate it. And anyone just being in here, asking questions. I know I can't get to everyone's questions. But again, I try to answer a lot of these questions in the video I post before I go live. So my video from today might answer it. But I also talk about the March outlook in my video today. And I'll go over it a little bit more tomorrow in the video and in my live. I'm going to get off here for about 2 minutes, maybe 5, and then get back on for sub-only live. Probably member-only live and sub-only on YouTube, sub-only live on TikTok for a little bit longer. So I will see you guys. I'll show you really quickly the current radar just before I hop off. Here you go. Just so you guys can see what's going on Radar Omega. Boom, there's the snow right now. There it is. Right? Nashville, Lexington, Louisville, St. Louis, Jackson, Memphis. This is heading out east towards Knoxville, Charleston, West Virginia. But yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow. And I'm gonna get back on here for a little sub only for a little bit here. Jersey Railroader, what's up? I'll be on my sub only stream on TikTok. I might try to do a membership only stream on YouTube too. I just gotta figure that out real quick. All right, I'll be right back.